One of the things I've noticed, particularly dealing with schools, is that bullying is not something that is confined to a single individual. It runs all the way through an institution. It's like a disease, even a cancer, and it just pops up in different guises here and there. So when I look at the bullying that is manifest in the Home Office, for example, and it certainly manifests, it seems to me, in the person who runs the Home Office, Priti Patel, I am not surprised that we would see stories of bullying from people who are approaching the Home Office for help in terms of visas or passports or whatever sort of help people want from the Home Office. And indeed, it runs through the Home Office itself. So today I was telephoned by somebody who had worked at the Home Office, and she explained how she had been bullied out of her job there. And it's not the first time I've heard this story, and I'm sure it won't be the last time. If, this old adage, the fish smells from the head, it's a wonderful expression which goes all the way back to Rumi, all the way back to the early Islamic thought. And I think probably could even predate that. It could, the Greeks use it, the Turks use it. And it's a very good expression, the fish smells from the head. And we look at Priti Patel, and then we look at what she runs. But that canker, that bullying process was there in the days of Mrs. May. I saw it then, I see it now. And as for Boris, now why do I have a little hope that Boris can be better than some of these twits with whom he surrounds himself? Because most of the twits have about the have a grain of intelligence, barely that, and they are ideologues, and they are extremely stubborn, and they don't listen, and they don't change, and they are terrified of being caught out. Boris is a little more intelligent, and Boris, I have seen in the past, listens to people, and he changes his mind. And he changes his mind not because he's interested in doing great things, or indeed in listening to what other people have got to say, but he is extremely conscious about what people say about him. He's extremely precious about his image. And for that reason alone, I think when you look back over his tenure as mayor, and when you look back over some of his time as Prime Minister, he will be seen to be a significantly better Prime Minister than Mrs. May, who was appalling. As for David Cameron was bloated with his own self-importance, and having had one referendum which worked in his favour, he then decided to have another. And that was a disaster. But we saw that element of bloated self-confidence when he joked about the Queen. And it was so disrespectful. But the point was, what did it say? It said that he was becoming driven by a sense of his own self-importance. Now, Boris may well have that sense of self-importance, but he is still very conscious of what anybody says about him, be that the person in the street or the Queen. And Boris will change. Boris will change because he likes people to say good things about him. That is the one positive that we can see in the present leadership of the Conservative Party and the present leadership of our country. And I don't see very many other people around him who are that conscious of what other people say. You can't imagine Priti Patel gives a damn what anybody else says. Liz Truss makes it her business not to give a damn. Dominic Raab, I think, probably wouldn't even notice. And Gove is so far up himself. These are not people who are sensitive to what other people say. Boris is. Boris has many, many, many faults. But one of his biggest faults is he's extremely sensitive about what people say. And that, I think, in this case, is a virtue. And, we hope he can change his mind. We hope that he can learn and start to surround himself with people who are better than he is, who have a mind, who have independence, and who are not just going to do what he tells them to do. We wait, we learn, we hope.